Wrestling fans, this is your Premier Pro Wrestling PPW Planet Event 12 recap from September 7th, 2013. Your first matchup this evening or at this event was
We had the debut of newcomer, the rare breed, Ron Reeves,
impressive, by the way.
and he took on Calvin Beckham. And while it was an impressive first outing, he did get overwhelmed by Beckham, and Beckham ended up taking the victory with the makeover finisher. And we're going to actually go down to Ron Reeves and get a word with him following that matchup.
Ron Reeves, you had your first match for PPW this evening, and you've taken on a new manager?
That's right. No, that's a foul. I'll do the talking right now. This man, like I said before, he has potential to be great. But with me, he's going straight to the top. Your first lesson? You let me do the talking. You focus on getting better in the ring, and you will be nothing but perfect.
So, Ron, tell us, how do you feel about being in PPW? Are you happy you're making your debut? You've been to FCW and OVW.
Oh, I am extremely.
I'll answer that. He's going to the top here. He's got to work in the ring. You got to work hard in the ring. I have a training program for him. What Bo Knoll says, he will do. Next question.
Kind of an upset this evening, Ronnie, against Calvin Beckham, the self-proclaimed prettiest man in wrestling. Do you have anything to say for yourself? Was it inexperience, or well, would you care to comment on your loss this evening?
Yes, I would. Calvin.
The only thing upsetting was that he did not take home the gold. And the only reason he did not win this match is because he didn't have Bo Knowles in his corner. But he does now, so no more losing, right? You can answer that one. Okay.
Right.
Okay.
All right, well, I'm at a loss. Gentlemen, thanks for your time, I guess. It also bears mentioning that this Saturday night in Villa Park, September 21st, at the 5-Star Swap Meet in the mall where Hobo is and the Furniture Outlet, PPW will be hosting event 13. You can get tickets for this event in advance at www.premierprowrestlingonline.com. And if I could mention, if you buy your ringside ticket in advance for $12, you also receive a free DVD copy of the event 12, which is the event that we're recapping now. Okay, on to the next match. This was a PPW Armageddon Gauntlet matchup between Scott Spade, sorry about that, Scott Spade and Will Dalla. Now, could you tell the folks a little bit about the Armageddon Gauntlet and the importance of this qualifying matchup?
Right. The Premier Pro Wrestling Heavyweight Championship is currently vacant, and in order to crown a new championship, it was ordered that a second Armageddon Gauntlet would take place. Now, everybody that's part of the roster is going to have an opportunity to qualify, and whoever wins their qualifying matchup gets entered as one of the participants of the gauntlet. Scott Spade was part of the initial gauntlet, and now he has a chance to enter the gauntlet for a second time. This is his first chance to go in, and the matchup, Scott Spade took an early advantage. Will seemed overwhelmed at some point.
Even though we should also mention that Will Dalla also had, as usual, present outside ringside, D. Banks,
Correct.
who did behave himself pretty well for most of the match, which everyone in the arena knows, only to find out.
Right. It was just a matter of time before he got involved. He tried to get Brass Knuckles involved in the match. It ended up backfiring. Will took a shot of Brass Knuckles to the face. Darren Banks ejected from the ring by Scott Spade, and he took the pinfall. Scott Spade qualifies. Will Dalla is out, and now we have two people qualified so far. We have Matt Stretcher, who won the first qualifying match, and now he is joined by Scott Spade to go on. It's going to happen Premier Pro Wrestling Event 20. That is when the Armageddon Gauntlet will take place. The wrestlers have between now and then to qualify for that specialty matchup.
And of course, we should mention a new champion will be crowned. And I'll tell you, for an independent wrestling company, we have to have probably the best heavyweight championship title belt in the country. I think I would put our title belt in a class higher than TNA Wrestling.
Absolutely. It's a far more prestigious looking championship. It's not gaudy and blingy, and it's not like other independent federations where it's just a replica title belt you can buy on WWEshop.com with some stickers on it, or some vinyl, or some spray paint.
Sure, sure.
It's an authentic championship made just for Premier Pro Wrestling.
So it's an original design.
Correct.
Right. Before we go on to the next match, would you care to tell the folks a brief description, or should we together tell the folks a brief description of what the Armageddon Gauntlet matchup is?
It's a premier concept that was brainstormed, and what it is, everybody that's part of the Gauntlet enters. They all enter the ringside area together. Then 2 names are chosen at random, and they enter the ring, start the Gauntlet. And then after each fall, each decision, whatever it is, disqualification, pinfall, submission, that person is out. They remain at ringside, and then the next random entry enters the ring to continue the matchup until everybody has been eliminated. There's only one person left standing.
And in the meantime, it also bears mentioning that prior to being eliminated and after eliminated, and you stay ringside, the wrestlers are also used as lumberjacks.
Correct.
As long as they don't get involved inside those ropes, anything's legal.
Correct.
And a smart man, like last gauntlet matchup, is going to use that to his advantage.
Okay, and moving on, the third match of the evening was a rematch from event number 11. It was the second outing of Mirko JoeCop versus Matt Dewar. In their previous encounter, that was Matt's first match. He was making his debut.
First professional match ever.
Correct. And he was bested by Mirko. Mirko got the pinfall off the head knocker. And after the match, Matt kicked him and delivered the slice bread. The reason being, in about midway through the match, they were having a friendly match, grappling back and forth. There wasn't really any malicious intent. Mirko clotheslined Dewar over the top rope. He went crashing over the guardrail into the fans.
It was his momentum that actually threw him over. And I think what happened was, after I'd watched the matchup, there was a build-up. And at some point, there was up until that point, until the point I'm going to speak of, the some point, it was a good competition. It was wrestling. It was grappling. And now what happens is nobody is doing anything with ill intent, but it's pro wrestling. So as soon as they started throwing strikes and kicks, I think Dewar was the first one to deliver a strike. Then Mirko delivered a strike. And it's like fighting with your brother. All of a sudden it gets out of hand. Dewar ended up going head over heels backwards over the top rope. He landed on his feet, but he was unable to stop, and he ended up taking a terrible tumble that actually could have been a career ender when you look at it. Over the guardrail, into the chairs, the hard floor, and onto a fan.
Right. I mean, he almost took a header right into the ground, and they decided that the rematch would take place, and the rematch did happen at Event 12. What happened was, Mirko ends up hitting the backpack again, and we're going to join that match right after that happens, and you're going to see the end result of that.
And you'll see the end result of that, and let's hope that this thing is resolved. I wouldn't have called match 2 a grudge match. However, there was potential. I don't think that Dewar is happy, but in the same token, I think that Mirko is hoping that this thing is over. I don't think they're ever going to be great friends again, but at least Mirko is thinking or hoping that they're not going to have to look over each other's shoulders, or at least he's not going to have to. Now, that being said, we don't know officially where Dewar stands on this emotionally.
Baby, lights out! Head rocker, baby! You know what? It's not enough.
Wrestling fans, here is your winner, Matt D-War!
Okay, and now you've seen the end result. Mirko pretty much had the match won, chose not to go for the pinfall. There was definitely an attempt to add more insult to injury. He was dragging Matt to the corner. He was going to try and do a bonsai drop on him. He missed it. Ended up allowing Matt to hit his finisher, the Asai DDT, and Matt took the pinfall.
My faith, though, is kind of in Mirko. I can understand what you're saying. I don't think you should have went to the well too many times unquote on that one. I don't think that he was out to actually hurt him, though.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? I think he just wanted to pin him and say, okay, kid, once and for all, I'm the veteran here. Nobody wins their second match in pro wrestling any damn way.
Right.
You know?
And then he goes and, instead of being humble and saying that he'd won the match, he goes and smacks him in the face, starts rubbing his face in the mat, and then demands the referee raises his hand again.
Yeah.
And
thus prompting Mirko to hit him with a beautiful slop drop, by the way, which nearly broke him in half.
Right.
But we can catch the audio clearly with Mirko saying, okay, kid, now we're even.
Right.
And I think to Mirko that kind of meant, hey, this thing's done.
Right.
You got a taste
That's what
of
even
it.
means.
Yeah.
Even it's done. And neither one of them we have a comment from regarding the situation. So
they're both keeping real tight-lipped about it. And on top of that, both men, I can't remember who, but both men are facing different opponents this coming up Saturday night in Villa Park at the same mall as the 5-Star Swap Meet. Ringside tickets are $12. General admission tickets adult are $10. Kids 12 and under are just $5. I should mention the tickets are available online at PremierProWrestlingOnline.com. And if you purchase a ringside ticket, you get a complimentary free DVD of the event that we're recapping right now with your advance ticket purchase ringside. Interesting matchup here where we've got Alex Johnny Wishbones Romero versus also a newcomer to PPW, the 6'5", 360 pounds at least, Backwoods Brown.
Right. It was the fourth match of the night. Backwoods making his debut. Alex Johnny Wishbone Romero, only his second match with Premier.
Yep.
And right off the bat, you could see that Backwoods was introduced by Cousin Eddie and Outlaw Jay.
Mm-hmm.
They, quote, say he's our cousin, whatever the validity of that is, I don't know.
Their baby cousin.
Right, baby cousin, 350-pound baby cousin.
Yeah, 360 or so. That guy, he is a sight to behold. And here's Romero, who's really typically a high flyer, somewhere between the American style and the Lucha Libre style, taking on this giant. I mean, he's got guts just stepping in the ring with him. I mean, soaking wet, he's 185 pounds.
And Johnny Wishbone, he was ready to go. Backwoods didn't want to fight him. He kept shoving him off, saying, "Is this serious? You guys really want me to fight this guy?"
And you can even see at some point in the beginning where he says, "He's just a little guy. I don't want to do this."
Right. And I mean, it went as well as it could for Romero.
Oh, great, strong showing, amazing.
I mean, he did get him off his feet, like sent him crashing to the ground like a tree falling over when he hit that.
Finally drop him.
Enziguri kick in the corner. He crashed to the ground, almost had him.
It was a great.
Used all of his might to roll the guy over and
was a sight
attempt
to
a
behold.
pinfall. Yeah.
It just wasn't enough. But I'll tell you, it was a strong showing, and in a sense, I think that this Backwoods Brown with his quote unquote cousins, he's just kind of looking for their approval, and that's why he does the things that he does. Let's see how it unfolds.
Right. And it was after the match that the most interesting thing happened. Of course, Backwoods gets the victory. Then Cousin Eddie,
That's right.
Outlaw Jay, come in the ring, and on top of already winning the match, they put the boots to the guy. Like they haven't already, taken a beating from Backwoods Brown. Now
And let me do the math, if you don't mind.
Sure, go for it.
Right there, you're talking about almost 800 pounds of human being weight versus 185 pounds.
Right.
So we've got guys around here that are seasoned veterans and damn good wrestlers and really spend a lot of time and take a lot of pride in the young talent like Ramiro because they work out with them at the PPW training facility.
Correct.
And that's the C-Man and Mass Stretcher who are looking out for him, but also had an axe to grind against Eddie and Jay.
Right. They had a tag match previously with the Hellbillies that never took place.
And it didn't take place because I can't remember one or both of the Hellbillies had some sort of excuse to get out of it.
Right. So that prompted them the Mass Stretcher and C-Man, to make the save. And they were supposed to have singles matches with Eddie and Outlaw Jay
That night. Yeah,
that
that's
night.
right.
And they decided, C-Man grabs the mic, tells them, hey, you guys, you got the guts, let's do it as a tag match. Let's do it right now since we never got around to it. So we're going to go to that match now.
Which was a great matchup.
Right, and let's roll that. But they came out to save Romero from the beating at the hands of all three of these knuckleheads, and they opted to make it a tag match.
Well, I'll tell you, do you remember this match was supposed to take place a couple of months back, and for whatever reason, the Hellbillies had some sort of excuses to get out of it.
Right.
Did you say Moose Knuckles?
I did not.
Knucklehead, sorry.
Knucklehead.
Look at the weight loss. So let me tell you
Your
something.
mind's in the gutter.
I'm really impressed still with the amount of weight that Cousin Eddie has lost.
Absolutely.
He may be a lot of things, but you got to respect him for that.
He lost weight, but he didn't gain personality.
Or charm. However, now I'd like to speak on this Mass Stretcher. He's sporting new gear. That mask is amazing. I think he got that mask directly from Japan, as a matter of fact. But also, the other thing that's impressive about Stretcher is, oh, he's not big enough. Oh, he's not aesthetically pleasing. I don't care. This guy is an amazingly technically honed wrestler that's rough, that's tough. Now he's connecting with the fans. He's got the C-Man in his corner.
Right.
And he's clearly out wrestling Redneck Johnny. This guy's all heart, and this guy's got talent coming out the kazooie.
Right.
Just ask Redneck Johnny right now. His head looks like it's about to pop like a tomato.
The former Redneck Johnnies, Outlaw Jay.
Oh, Christ. I can't keep up with these indie names.
I believe he got married, and that's why he changed his name.
I didn't want to go there. We got Stretcher in control with the headlock. Johnny,
Wow.
beautiful back suplex and bust that up like nothing. Johnny's rough, too.
Even C-Man was concerned. He's asking Stretch if he's all right.
Did he call him, sir?
I don't think so.
Look, he's still up. Stretch is still up. He's coming back strong from that.
It was a huge belly to back
It was
suplex.
gigantic. He split him in half. Oh, but look at the Stretch. Waist lock into the full Nelson.
Snapmare, maybe? Yep.
Yep. And he's in control again with the head and the chin. Working on that neck and back area. Look at that. Into somewhat of a surfboard. He's
Look at the pain on Jay's face.
but he's not aesthetically pleasing. Look at that. Look at the Mass Stretcher. The guy's strong. He trains hard.
Wear him down, Stretch. Wear him down.
Yep.
Listen to C-Man telling them. I mean, they work so well as a team.
Oh, takes the leg. Single leg takedown. Oh, and he DDTs the leg.
Oh, that's going to hurt the knee of the ACL. Oh, rotten. Stretch says, not yet, pal.
Leg sweep of his own.
You want to beat me, you're going to have to earn it. And he's got the ropes. I really love the way Stretcher moves in the ring.
Absolutely. How can you not?
So smooth. He knows what he's going to do 3 moves ahead, you know. Oh, hurt himself on that one. He sacrificed himself. Well, he rung his own bell on that one. But look at Johnny. Johnny's saying, the hell with this. And here comes the Seaman, sir.
You, sir.
Well, you're gonna have to wait for that service. Now you gotta deal with me.
Yeah, he did it.
Too bad.
Look at Eddie's face.
He is furious.
Yeah, but I see some fear there. Seaman again, another one. So amazingly smooth.
If you're not afraid when you get in the ring with Seaman, then you're really cutting him short.
Give him 30 seconds, and then you can have one elbow, one knee, and a couple of vertebrae out of place and tell us if you're scared.
Yeah, I mean, that, you know, people might see the mask and the name and not take him seriously.
Well, and he's kind of marches to a different drummer, but damn, this guy's good.
Once he gets you on the ground and stretches you out a little bit, you'll respect him.
He can hit you from the air too. He can match power with a lot of guys.
Right, he's
you know?
deceptively strong.
Right now, currently, Eddie's got the upper hand, but here we go. Seaman fighting back. See what I'm saying about power? Since Eddie lost that weight, he dropped him to one knee with one forearm.
Yep.
That's the line right
He's
there,
saying,
sir.
cross the line, cousin Eddie.
Come on. Oh, snap.
Oh, I think they're going to trade blows.
Try this.
Not bad.
Not
Eddie, aye.
Mama, wait, you're harder than that for years. Let's go.
Eddie's really got a face only a mother can love.
Mama done it.
That's how Mama does it.
Oh, and we have to bring Mama into it.
Oh, jeez, I'm surprised.
That one was hard.
Mama is not a man.
Stretcher says that's because your mama's a man.
The octopus fights.
Oh, hey, Seaman claims to have learned wrestling from the Octopus Clan.
Are they actual octopi, or is it just
Octopi
Yeah.
or Octopussy?
no, octopi?
There was a movie called Octopussy.
This is a family show.
No, I'm telling you, it wasn't sex. Back to the action. Eddie's in control here. But not for
Oh, he
long!
misses the knee
Beautifully done arm drag by the Seaman.
Another
And
one.
another gorgeous arm drag done by the Seaman.
Look at the
And
panic and
Eddie
terror.
is a reeling. Yeah, that Furious turned to fear real quick. What's that? We're not afraid of him. He's the Seaman. Working well as a tag team.
Comes a stretcher.
Oh, you hear that? He sounds just like Crusher did back in the day. I love it.
Right.
Look, twisted on the arm and the fingers. Look at, got Eddie reeling. They are really working well as a team.
Keeping
here,
the fresh
man.
guy in.
These guys really counterbalance each other. Eddie's got to tag out of there, dude.
He's in trouble.
Obviously, he's been there for a while. They've really been having their way
Oh, he
with
puts
him.
his thumb in Seaman's eye.
Oh, that's effective. That's one way to cut him off, huh? Here comes Johnny, who's just a vicious bastard, too. Takes that big hip toss. See the Seaman so well versed.
Leg lariat. Kick to the gut on Outlaw J.
Fisherman C, Flux.
Can you
You,
do it?
sir. You
Yeah.
got it. 1, 2.
What a beautiful
oh.
bridge. I can't believe it.
Now, Eddie and Jay working as a tag team. He made it there just in the nick of time.
Right.
Because Jay almost slept with the fishes.
Exactly. Oh, Eddie shook the rope and knocked him down.
Jab there.
Come on.
Cheap but effective. Now they got the Seaman.
Look at
where
that
they
innocent
want him.
smile on his face, trying to make it seem like he didn't do anything.
Like I say, a face only a mother could love, you know?
I think even his mother would leave him to the wolves.
Hey, I see why tigers eat their young.
Come on,
In control here is Jay, but what's Seaman? He can pull so many things out of his sleeve, man.
Oh, right in the collarbone.
He got frustrated. Said, "The hell with this." I love
He
it.
kicked Outlaw J right in the
You hear
collarbone.
that smack?
Was that a smack or was it his collarbone cracking?
Yeah, right. Eddie, though, you got to give him credit. They cut that ring in half, and they're going back to that leg.
Oh, no.
Oh,
geez.
man, this is serious.
He doesn't want to.
I would.
He might want to.
If it means saving another knee. Oh! He escapes. He escapes. Can Jay cut him off before he tags his partner? Eddie cut him off, and Eddie did not make a tag. I thought he made a tag. I don't think I've ever seen C-Man in this much trouble in a match.
They're focusing on his knee, and he does have a history of knee problems.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, though? I don't think I've ever seen C-Man in this much of a problem
Oh,
yet.
jeez, look at that.
Oh, right into the short arm scissors, and Eddie gets the ropes. Nice escape, though. See what I'm saying? Where did he pull that
He had to
from?
go for the ropes.
He's got like a bag of tricks, man. Look at how close he was to make that tag.
Still focusing on that knee. They smell blood.
Can't you see the concern, though, in Johnny's face at the same time?
Yeah.
Yeah, that sucks. That really stretches out that interior portion. Oh! Did you hear it?
I felt it.
Jay is just a tight, solid wrestler. Oh, you see? Now they're working as a team again. Eddie distracts the referee so he can work on that knee outside on the metal ring apron. And Stretcher's trying to get in to help, but he's kind of causing
Where did he get a
more.
bucket from?
That doesn't hurt. That just upset him. Yeah, see, Stretch is just trying to get in to help, but all he's doing is he's hurting his partner even though he doesn't mean to, you know? They go right back to that leg. Can't help but think, though, if he would have cinched on a hold here right after he worked on it outside that ring, you know what I'm saying? Might be a different result here, but instead they're killing time trying to, and they don't realize that they're killing time trying to punch this guy.
Yeah, they probably could have gotten a submission victory by now if they really tried for it.
Think about it. I mean, he got that leg hit 2 times on metal.
Shot to the gut.
C-Man fighting back. See how wobbly that leg is, though?
Big chop, another one.
Oh, he's going to try to hit the ropes.
Oh, drop kick to the knee.
Jeez, poor C-Man. He's got to make a tag.
Yeah, he's in trouble. Oh, punched him in the ear.
That sucks.
You
You
see
ever
the
been hit in the ear
equilibrium
like that?
go out on Eddie right there.
Have you ever been hit in the ear like that?
Oh, God, it's the worst. It's so disorienting.
And you can hear the ringing for 3 days. Look at these guys, though. Experts at cutting that ring in half, man. He can't get to Stretcher. You know, if they would stop trying to hurt him and maybe try to make him submit, they might end up with a victory here.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, you see that thing bend in?
Yep.
Ankle goes one way, knee goes the other. Now that's going to mess up your fibia as well.
Right.
That's some punishment, man.
No joke.
That's some real punishment that he couldn't really get up. Oh, but what does he do? Goes for
Schoolboy.
that cover. And let's see if he can make it over to make that tag this time. Look at. Oh. Jay cuts him off and goes right back to that leg.
Look at that.
Now look, he's just
punching.
primitive, like a caveman.
Kicks Jay back into his corner, trying to create some separation.
And he kicked him with authority with the right leg, but with the good leg. But look at Jay right back there before he can really get any further.
You can see the desperation on C-Man's face for sure.
Yeah, man, he's in trouble. You can see the frustration and Stretches because he can't do anything. He sat out there and watched how many double teams that the referee couldn't see. Oh. Definitely see and hear the pain in the C-Man.
Oh, he couldn't even make it to the corner.
Nope. He was probably going to do something cute, too.
He does like that running knee lift in the corner.
They're taking too much time, bro. They're taking way too much time. Yep.
There you go.
And what do we have? Oh, C-Man's so disoriented, he doesn't know which corner to tag in. He doesn't. They hear Stretchers.
There he
Here's
is.
Stretcher guy now. Look at Stretch. Stretch
Can they
coaching
make
him
it?
on. Stretch coaching him on. The people getting behind
There you
him.
go.
And miss. Oh, come on. Oh, that face. I just wanted to smash it myself, didn't you?
You wait till you text me, you freaky looking ginger. I'm gonna take her damn head off.
Become a freaky looking chicken?
Freaky looking ginger, I think.
Oh,
He is kind of freaky looking. I wouldn't tell him.
yeah, we can tell him from here.
But yeah. Think he can hear us?
Oh. See him cut off the C-Man again. These guys, I cannot believe they were able to cut him off on that tag.
C-Man's really in trouble.
Oh, did you hear that?
C-Man's really in trouble.
That Outlaw J, man, he can punch.
Look at this.
Okay.
He's
Stretch
fed
says
up.
to hell with this. Enough. I've seen enough. I've seen enough. Do something. Somebody's got to do something. That's my friend. That's my partner.
He's choking.
Outlaw J ain't that handsome either now that you look at him.
True, but I mean, compared to Eddie, he's like Johnny Depp.
Oh. Hey, C-Man's Johnny Depp compared to Eddie.
With the mask or without?
I've never seen him without.
Me neither.
Oh! Goes for the victory roll and he hangs on to it. Oh!
Jawbreaker.
Nice jawbreaker or reverse stunner.
He had him by the hair. Didn't have enough hair to grab.
Come on, these people are really behind the scene, man. Mass Stretcher is itching. I never seen a guy so frustrated or so eager to get into the ring. You know this whole thing, the tide's going to turn when he tags Stretch in. Oh,
ready.
look at Stretch is ready. Don't give up. Don't
Got him
give
by the
up.
leg.
Oh! Oh! Again, the bigger they are, the harder they fall. Thanks
Right
for the
in the
demonstration,
jaw.
Jay. Thanks for the demonstration, Jay.
Right in the jaw. Just knocked him out.
Knock the bloopy. Fans want it. The fans want the tag. The Stretcher wants the tag. We want the tag. Give us the tag. There it is!
Here he comes.
This time everything's
Stretcher in.
legal. Oh, nice double axe handle.
Another one.
That's two. Oh,
Belly to belly.
beautiful belly to belly. So well done, and the straps come down. And what are we going to see Stretch do here? He's going to the top rope. I hope we see the headbutt again, man, because I love that.
Flying headbutt.
Yeah. Oh, look at it. Go for a cover. But see, Jay's right there. Oh, see, Jay saved the match.
For sure. That was over.
Yeah. Lets the air right out of the sails of the Stretcher.
Oh, Stretch will get back in it though.
Yeah.
I mean, that's one tough hombre right there.
Trying to shake it off, you see? Oh,
He just
goes
raked him in
right
the
through
eyes.
Oh, C-Man.
It's breaking down
Hey,
now.
he's fighting back, though.
Things are breaking down. Oh, he hit that ring apron
The
hard.
referee is going to lose control of this thing. I mean, when all four men are outside the ring like that, this is not going to end good.
No.
Nobody's going to win this matchup.
Could risk a double count out, double disqualification.
Or he could just throw it out because he lost control of it.
Yep.
Referee in wrestling isn't official.
We got to get somebody back in the ring. We got to get the legal men got to get back in the ring before they get counted out.
And the only one that loses in that scenario is the fans.
Right. You don't get a definitive decision.
No. Yeah,
And-
it doesn't look, unless C-Man or the other guy can get in the ring right now. Stretcher's nowhere near
I
being
think
able
I
to
just
get him
heard
by
a
the
bell.
tap count. You did hear the bell?
I think I did. Jeez, that was a brutal stomp.
Oh, you can hear it. Oh, a titty twister!
Oh!
Did he pull out his chest there? Or was that a titty twister?
I'm pretty sure that was a double arm titty twister.
Oh my God! I would have gave.
Oh, Backwoods Brown is back out
The
here.
match has been thrown out. Here comes back.
Okay, so after the results of the match that you had just seen, the six-man tag is set up. We do have the Hellbillies pre-recorded comment from them, which we're going to go to that now.
All right, Hellbillies. What do you got to say about C-Man, Mass Stretcher, and newcomer to PPW, Johnny Wishbone?
Well, for once, again, they're sticking our nose in our business. We come out here minding our own business every month, and who shows up?
Those masked guys every time.
The mask guys, This time
C-Man and Stretcher or whatever. They're always in my way.
And they got a little flippy.
I don't care about the little guy. You're our little guy. We got you. We don't need to worry about them.
And you beat the little
Anyway,
guy.
6-man tag team match. Next show, whenever that is.
September.
Will you shut up?
Respect your elders. I beat you up all the time growing up.
September
I'll do it again.
21st, 6-man tag team match. I don't think they're ready. Now let's go. I got
the
some
camera
things
on
I
my
need to
face.
cover.
In this matchup, it features one of the biggest men in pro wrestling today, the powerhouse Michael Mack, who is really coming into his own lately, becoming more aggressive and getting in touch with the fact that he finally knows his own strength. The guy really looks like a young Animal the Road Warrior taking on Texas Pete, and it's an odd pairing because you got this big, massive, what you like to refer to as the corn-fed colossus,
Correct.
taking on this small individual who thinks he's smart, who likes to go out there and dance and sing and play his, what do you call that instrument?
Guitar.
And you go ahead and take it from there, Mr.
Right.
Guitar.
Well, Pete tried to take back out of his element with the dancing and the shenanigans and whatnot, and it held its own for a short amount of time.
For about 30 seconds.
And it was like once Matt got a hold of him, it was pretty much downhill from there.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing. You can only run from a Michael Mack for so long. This guy's amazing. He is a one-man riot squad. He is like a plowboy. I mean, the guy is so country strong. You know, he almost busted Pete in half when he hit him with the clothesline from hell and finished him with the Alabama Slam.
Okay, moving on, the seventh match of the evening was a triple threat Heritage title contenders match featuring standout Cutter Crosby.
Yeah, PPW trainee standout. He is he's homegrown.
Right. Then GPA and newcomer to Premier Pro Wrestling, D'Angelo Steele. It's the first time we'd ever seen him.
First time we've ever seen him without his singlet on.
Ugh. And
We should also explain to you that being that this is a qualifying matchup, it is elimination.
correct. Qualifying matchup, elimination rules, last man standing becomes a contender.
Gotcha.
And of course, you need two contenders for a triple threat match. So that triple threat later on in the evening was the second contendership. Now, the first fall came from Cutter Crosby, actually.
Which is really impressive to see. He pinned D'Angelo Steele.
Right, he used that arm trap neck breaker,
That was a gorgeous move.
and he dropped him, got the
It's an
3 count.
original move. Is anybody in the industry using that today?
As far as I know, the last person I'd seen use it was Mickey James in WWE before years ago, and I hadn't seen anybody do it since.
And I
It's a
saw you.
devastating maneuver because it hits you right underneath the collarbone
And he's really
and the shoulder
built
blade
like
at the same time.
And he's really built like a Black Dynamite Kid. So as you'll be able to see if you get this DVD, Cutter Crosby delivers it a little bit more impact than Mickey James with the
Correct.
beef curtains.
Right. And the second fall came when GPA got a surprise roll-up on Cutter Crosby. Crosby was about to hit the same neck breaker
Yeah.
on GPA. GPA, seeing what had just happened, was smart, blocks the move, nails a victory roll.
And right at 2 3/4, as Cutter is probably able to kick out, had the wherewithal.
Holds the top rope.
Yep, showing that he's experienced.
And the inexperience of the referee, he's checking the shoulders. It was a new referee.
Yeah.
Doesn't see that GPA is holding the ropes, and there may have even been a chance that
His arms were under
his
the
arms
ropes.
were under the bottom rope, which breaks a pinfall.
Another thing in here is that Cutter Crosby got injured early on in that match when he was headbutted on a move by D'Angelo Steele.
Yes.
And he got a cut in his upper eyebrow, which warranted 20 stitches. And
Correct.
he still continued that matchup.
And once that happens over the eyebrow, the blood starts dripping into your eye, affects your vision. It was on the belly to back
Overhead.
reverse suplex.
Yeah.
They clacked heads together, and
Yeah.
that happened. They tried to get a word with Crosby after the match, but he was so distraught.
And out of it.
Right, distraught and probably shaken up still from the
Kid
head
is
injury.
hard on himself. Hard
Yes.
like no young man I think I've ever seen.
Disappointed that he had a contenders match. He almost had the victory.
Yeah. It
And
was
it
a
was-
real big up and down right there to experience in just a few minutes.
Right. I mean, he thought he had it when he
We
had
thought
that,
he
that
had
neck
it.
breaker locked
The-
up.
everybody in the venue thought he had it.
Correct. And it's definitely not the last we're going to see of Crosby, but
No,
it's
definitely
disappointing that
not.
he didn't get that contendership that he desperately wanted.
Yeah, disappointing to him because I'll tell you, everybody else in the building and myself, including myself, are impressed how this kid is coming along. Our next matchup is Matt Vine. I would also still classify him as a PPW newcomer who's
Correct.
finishing his training off at our facility.
It was the 8th match of the night. It was only Matt Vine's second match in Premier Pro Wrestling.
Yeah.
And he's taking on Andy Anderson, who
Always entertaining, always takes it to you. Real unpredictable guy, you know what I'm saying?
right, Andy Anderson has forgotten more about pro wrestling probably than Matt Vine has learned at this point.
And the other thing, too, is I have to tell you, one of the most memorable matches that I've seen over the last 20 years has been down in North Carolina. It was Andy Anderson taking on the Honky Tonk Man when those guys tore the house down and did a 30-minute match out there.
Yeah, and Anderson just totally took Vine off of his game.
Yeah, he was brawling.
Stall tactics at the
yeah.
beginning to get Matt frustrated, ambushes him from behind, and then it was all Anderson from there on out.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Matt
With some hope spots and also some offense from Vine,
Matt
but
mustered some offense, but
Anderson
it was pretty
was
much an
clearly
Anderson
dominating
show.
him.
Yeah.
But in the same token, we gotta mention that Matt Vine is a young talent. He's I wouldn't say he's quite cocky. He's confident, but in the same token, he was humble enough to take this as a learning experience. You know, I recently watched the Bronx Tale, and in there it says you get the two educations, one in school and one on the street, so you're twice as smart as everybody else, and that's kind of what Vine did. He's getting the education at the training facility, and then he's getting the education in the ring against a guy like Andy Anderson.
Right. And Anderson made a mistake. He was getting frustrated. He couldn't quite put Matt down. He crushed him with his gigantic bullfrog splash. Everyone thought it was over. Vine still kicks out, and Anderson goes for the dirty tactics. He tries to get his chain. He wears that chain when he comes out to the ring.
Yeah.
He's trying to get it to
That
use it
chain's not just for show. That chain for Anderson is not bling.
Right. Yeah, no, this is not a nice
If you
blinged out
remember,
chain. This is a steel chain that you use to tow things.
And in Event 11, he hit Michael Mack in the head with that
he
chain.
KO'd him.
Yeah.
I mean, he KO'd the giant Michael Mack with
Yeah.
it. So imagine what he would do to Matt Vine with it.
Exactly.
Referee sees him, stops him from using the chain.
Get into a tug of war.
And
the ref just lets go of the chain. Matt Vine rolls Andy Anderson up. 1, 2, 3.
Yep. And that's all that can be said about that. He bested him on that day, but he definitely took the worst of the beating in that matchup.
Yep. And you want to know something? Now we'll go to some words from Matt Vine, and you'll see here, Matt Vine, I guess, is still looking for a fight.
What I really want next time, and I'm begging for, is someone who will actually fight me. Please, fight me. Anybody. I'm begging you, because you can't beat me.
You heard it, folks. Matt Vine wanting stiffer competition. Thanks, Matt.
Thanks a lot, guys.
Okay, 9th match of the evening. We're going to go to that now. That is Alex Bernardino, who's the current Heritage title Triple Threat champion. Then Daron Banks, Mr. Banks, and Calvin Beckham. Now, the match was originally going to be a title match until it was realized that Banks had never qualified to be in a championship match.
No, he didn't do anything. He just kind of... The guy is such a silver-tongued devil. I mean, and you'll see when we go to his vignette later, he just kind of wormed his way in there. Like, hey, I belong here. Where Beckham actually had to defeat two guys to end up to qualify for that
Correct.
matchup.
And so that's why it was non-title match. So since it was contendership rules, it was still elimination.
Mm-hmm.
And the first fall came when Beckham was eliminated first.
By?
It was a victory roll.
Mm-hmm.
and
by Alex Bernardino,
correct.
the champion, the current champion in a non-title matchup.
He was so frustrated about being eliminated that he goes and hits his makeover power move on Alex Bernardino.
And then
Daron Banks comes in the ring thanking Beckham, thinking, hey, my buddy helped me out here. He dropped this guy.
Well, you know something, man. You got to be clear on one thing. I don't think Banks really has any buddies, quote
Right.
unquote. I think that Banks uses people and he tries to make them think they're his buddies.
Sure.
Beckham is no brain surgeon. This guy is no Mensa. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I think that he finally figured out after getting pinned, mostly because he was doing all the work in that matchup, that maybe Banks isn't his friend.
Right. Kicks Banks in the stomach, drops him with the makeover.
And I'll tell you that makeover, you've got to see it because that is one impressive move.
Right.
It's an original.
Yeah. And that levels the playing field. It's back to square one for Alex Bernardino and Banks.
Mm-hmm.
They're both on the ground, just getting hit with this devastating move.
Well, what was funny is I was thinking, as it was going on, I was thinking to myself, wait a minute, what happens and who advances, or does no one advance if this thing ends right now in a 10 count?
Right. Both guys are down on the ground. If the 10 count happens, no contendership. A new contendership match would have to take place at a later date.
Oh, it's ridiculous. And who's going to win something like that? Because it's got to be frustrating as all heck. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So, anyway, the finish for that match came when?
That was when Daron Banks, Alex Bernardino's coming off the top rope for a flying point of the elbow, misses, jams up his knee. He's hurt from the knee, gets up. Banks hits the arm trap DDT, his patented finisher.
Yeah.
Normally when you get DDT, sometimes you can get a hand in there to kind of protect yourself,
Something
lessen the
to
blow.
break your fall. I mean,
When he traps that arm, it's all over. I mean,
You're helpless.
You're taking full contact, head to the canvas. Bernardino was out. Banks gets the pinfall.
Okay, let me just say this too, not since you mentioned it. Coming from someone that was probably one of the first guys in World Wrestling Entertainment to take the move, I would rather take Triple H's
The pedigree?
the pedigree than I would that one-arm DDT by Banksy.
Yes. And
I've taken that move.
yeah. And we have comments. First comments that we have, we're going to go to Calvin Beckham, I believe, first.
Yeah.
And then we're going to go to
Well,
Alex
let's see if
Bernardino.
he's got anything to say beyond his good looks, if he's going to talk about his in-ring ability, because that guy really could have something, but he's so obsessed with this pretty thing and this, mommies, quote unquote. You know what I'm saying?
Right. After that, then we're going to go to Alex Bernardino.
Yep. Always an interesting interview.
And then after that, we have comments. We caught Daron Banks on his way out the door, and we got some post-match comments from him about being a contender now for the Heritage Championship.
And is gloating about actually beating the champion in a non-title matchup. Now, think about this for a second. When we finally see this matchup, which I believe that one's going to be scheduled October 5th, Bernardino, who has OCD, man, he's got a disorder, has already been pinned by Banks, but not only pinned by Banks, he was injured wrestling against Banks. And that injury is also what fed into him getting pinned, the demise of him in that matchup. What's that going to do to his head? What's that going to do to probably the cockiest little punk in pro wrestling, Daron Banks?
And another question, how focused is he on contendership right now when he has that impending WWE tryout coming up as well?
Meaning Banks.
Right.
Yeah, and that's legitimate. That's not a work. That's not us talking trash. Daron Banks has a World Wrestling Entertainment tryout scheduled for sometime in December. So, I mean,
Right.
the stakes are getting higher here. And Bernardino, by the way, has really been impressing lately and really putting the pressure on, but in a humble way, displaying humility that he wants to try out with World Wrestling Entertainment too. And let's face it, the guy, if you take away the OCD and put a mullet wig on him, looks like Jericho back when he was the Ayatollah of rock and roll, and kind of moves like him and similar in size.
Right. And you got to wonder if Banks' head is in the game, because October to December, it's not that far of a time frame.
Yeah.
He's got to start getting ready for that tryout, and he might not be focused on competition at that point.
True that.
He might be so concerned with his conditioning and getting ready to do WWE drills and whatnot.
Yeah.
Is his head in the game for going for a championship? Is he going to bring 100%?
And the other thing, too, is we've seen this in the past, and I'm not going to say with who. Is he going to bring 100%, or is he going to hold back because he's thinking, well, I don't want to get hurt when I go down for my tryout?
That's another thing. He may tap out in a move that he might have necessarily stayed in before because he's afraid of getting hurt.
Glad you brought that point up because that really is an interesting point. And this is all legitimate. The guy will have a World Wrestling Entertainment tryout in December.
Well, let's go to all 3 sets of those comments right now, and then we're going to go to the main event of the evening.
All right, man.
Hell, look at this body. Nobody in PPW has a body like this. Nobody. And I proved every day, every time I wrestle here, that I have something to show. I have something to prove. And I'm going to prove it every day until I get what I rightfully deserve, and that is a title shot, and that is a championship around my waist. Oh, hey there, Premier Planet. You're probably wondering how this happened. Let me backtrack, let me explain. All right, tonight I was in a triple threat non-title Heritage Championship match, but it was non-title. And we had Calvin Beckham gone. He hit us both with his finish. Me and Mr. Banks smashed us in the middle of the ring with his finish, walked off like a little crybaby pretty girl that he is, and I fought my way up. I fought my way through Mr. Banks, and I go to the top. I go to the top. That's 8 feet in the air. That's just 96 inches, which is 243.84 centimeters. And I came crashing from the heavens. And he moved. He moved. He faked a little injury, kipped up, and hit me with his finisher and beat me square in the middle of the ring. Now, I'm not going to make excuses, but here's where I'm going to throw a big monkey wrench in that. I'm going to make a big excuse. I blew my knee out. So you're not going to see me next month, Mr. Banks. You might not see me the month after that. Let me tell you, when you come for my PPW Triple Threat Heritage Championship, you better come hard.
Yeah. I want my match. Hold on, let me call you back. See, I won my match today, and that makes me the new Triple Threat Heavyweight Championship #1 contender. It's gonna be me, GPA, versus OCD for that championship. You better believe I'm taking that championship home to Miami. But I'm gonna do it on my own terms. Seeing as I have a future WWE tryout in December, you may not see me at the next couple of shows. Gonna be training hard to get to where I need to be. Because I'm the $1 billion playboy and I can do that. And you know what? If you can't dig that, you can kiss my banks. Now I have some important people to talk to. I'll see y'all when I see y'all.
Okay, impressive comments from Beckham, from Bernardino, from Banks. The main event of the evening.
Impressive from Bernardino. I wouldn't say that. I'm still scratching my head. But hey, it's sad to see the guy's hurt.
Right. We're going on the 10th match of the night, the main event, the accumulation of everything that Mojo McQueen and Milad Akbar have went through.
Mm-hmm.
These guys have a deep-seated rivalry.
And what does it stem from again?
It started when they were in a triple threat match with each other. They eliminated their opponent, which is Michael Mack.
Mm-hmm.
Then they both shoved the referee, costing each other the contendership.
Mm-hmm.
Why
though? Why?
The referee was trying to break them up. It was getting too heated.
You're forgetting something.
What?
The fact that, and Mojo went on record as saying this,
the tryout.
Milad had a
I was getting to that.
All right, go ahead. I'll shut up.
He was jealous of the fact that Milad Akbar was getting the WWE tryout. This is back before Milad had went down. At this point now, he's gone down and came back. Mm-hmm. He was jealous of that fact. They both pushed the referee down, get double disqualified. Nobody gets contendership. They go into a singles match with each other. Mojo tries to injure Milad before his tryout.
How did he do that?
He threw hot candle wax in his face, got it in his eyes. He had corneal burns.
Yep, he sure did.
Milad comes back. They have another match.
Mm-hmm.
This time, Milad throws a fireball seemingly out of thin air.
Only when McQueen went to try to burn him again with the candle
wax.
Wax.
He was trying to do the candle again.
And this time, Milad Akbar was prepared.
Out of thin air, fireball hits Mojo. Mojo bails out.
Just ran right out of the
Yeah,
building.
he
Didn't
ran
just bail out of the ring area. He was gone.
out the front door.
Kiss my ass. I'm leaving.
Right, he was gone. No resolution to that match. Another no contest. They come back again. Mojo's having a match with somebody else. He's wrestling Ace Martino. Milad shows up with the safety lighter, scares Mojo out of the match.
Because he's afraid he was going to get hit with another fireball.
Right. He's terrified of fire after the previous events. He runs out the front door where the fans enter, goes screaming out into the lobby.
Tearing up the mall. And
leaves his match completely behind, gets counted out.
Yeah.
Fast forward again, we go to a lumberjack match because Milad challenges him to a lumberjack match so nobody can bail out. Let's end this thing once and for all. Mojo throws a fireball towards the lumberjack.
3 days before Milad Akbar's World Wrestling Entertainment tryout.
Correct.
3 days.
Throws a fireball towards the lumberjacks. Everybody,
including the referee.
Right, both referees, the in-ring referee, the outside referee, scramble. They're outside on the floor trying to see what happens. Everybody's back is turned. Mojo gets a fireball across the face, and Mojo gets a pinfall on that.
Mojo got the fireball?
I mean, Milad gets the fireball.
Milad. But actually, he didn't really get hit with the full effect of that fireball. However, he was so oversensitive and stimulated because of that tryout coming up. He saw the flame. He felt the heat. He remembered back to when the candle wax almost put him out of this thing and took the opportunity away. And when he was discouraged and also distracted, boom, 1, 2, 3.
Yep. And he got the brain claw put on. He got pinned. And now this was decided that we're going to do a fireball match. People want to throw fire. It's unsanctioned, but they both agreed to it. It was a mutual agreement.
It was supposed to be something that ended this whole thing before somebody really got hurt.
Right.
I mean, and people are getting hurt, but the point is they just don't want anything done permanently. At some point, a company has a responsibility to look out for these guys.
Right. And it escalated so far that it was the only resolution.
Yeah.
Let them throw fire. The first guy that hits the other guy with fire wins.
And let's move on.
Referee wasn't even in the ring. Referee stayed outside the ring, literally
for his own safety,
just to call the bell, and that's it.
Yep.
And I mean, Mojo was pulling out all kinds of staffs and voodoo dolls,
sledgehammer.
Yeah, he got a sledgehammer from the back. He's hitting him with a voodoo doll that has pins in it.
Needle, yeah, exactly.
And they both had aerosol cans. They were trying to light each other up with those.
Yeah.
At the end of it, we see Mojo standing over Milad
with that sick look in his eye, the drool coming out of his mouth.
He finally has him down. He's going to blast him. He's going to light him up with the aerosol can and a lighter.
And out of nowhere.
Again, Milad materializes these fireballs out of nowhere. I don't know how he does it. And we got 2 different pictures of this. You're going to see this.
And you can see, literally, Mojo McQueen is like almost engulfed in this giant flame. I mean, it really looked like Carrie, the original Sissy Spacek version, when that building caught on fire.
Right. I mean, he's standing over it. And everyone knows fire travels up.
Yep.
He's standing over it and gets the full fireball to the chest and face.
Yeah.
Screaming out of the ring, rolling.
With 3 referees covering his head and dragging him out. We don't know the extent of the injuries there, but we do know it was nothing too terribly serious.
Right, but.
Wouldn't be surprised if Mojo McQueen has a striking resemblance to Gallagher right now.
Right. I mean, it's hopefully the resolution, the end of this all.
Yeah.
I don't think that.
And I'll tell you, this Saturday night, Mojo McQueen, for whatever reason, he didn't say it was health, will not be in attendance. He will not be wrestling this Saturday night. However, Milad Akbar will.
Right.
So that's a good thing. These guys are out of each other's ways for at least one evening.
Right. You hate to see it escalate to that extreme.
Yeah.
But it seemed to be the only way that this ever would be settled between the two.
And that's how they settled things down in Memphis, Tennessee with Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert and Jerry the King Lawler.
They just let him do it finally. Yeah. They got tired of it.
Tired of fighting it, because what happens when you fight it, you put other people in harm's way. Announcers, cameramen, referee, I wouldn't say fans because they're always kept at a safe distance at our
Right.
events from the ring. But you know what I'm saying? We gotta look out for
Right.
people.
So that was the end of event 12.
Mhm.
You want to one more time the website, the advanced tickets?
Everything. Okay. This Saturday night, do you know the address out in Villa Park or no? It's got a funky fire number. The bottom line is it's on North Avenue. It's called North Park Mall. In there, you'll see the 5-star swap meet and also the hobo store. Now, the bell time is 7 p.m. Ringside tickets are $12. General seating adult is $10. General children's admission is just $5. That address I was pining for is 270 West North Avenue in Villa Park, Illinois. Villa Park is real close to being in the O'Hare area. It's pretty close to everything. If you don't have anything to do that night or you're on the fence, I guarantee that if you go to this event, you will not be disappointed because we've got some of the best. I would say that we're building the future of pro wrestling right now because we've got 5 of our guys on a talent roster, World Wrestling Entertainment tryouts in less than a year. And 2 of these men have been hired and are under contract right now, and you're going to see them on television before too long. So the bottom line is any of these guys could be the next Dwayne The Rock Johnson, could be the next Steve Austin. Come out, get their autograph. They're approachable. This is going to be worth something. You know what I'm saying? This company is built on trying to do things correctly, developing young talent, developing the superstars of tomorrow. The focus is on the wrestling. We have good production quality, there's no doubt about that, but come on out to the event. Again, if you purchase an advanced ringside ticket via our website, PremierProWrestlingOnline.com, you will receive a free DVD with that $12 purchase of the event that we just recapped. Then, those DVDs are going to be on sale soon online, so you really ended up getting a free DVD or a free ticket.
And you'll be able to buy them at the event too if you don't get the advance.
Forgot all about that. What's the price on them?
I believe it's going to be $5 for a DVD-R of the event in a paper envelope. You get the event card with it, and any computer or DVD player that you have that plays DVD-R plus or DVD-R minus, you'll be able to watch the event, and you get bell to bell, beginning to end, all the matches that night.
Okay, so now that you said that, this makes sense to me, if I may. If you come to the event Saturday and you buy a general admission ticket for $10 and you buy this DVD for $5, you're spending $15.
Might as well get the $12 advance purchase.
Exactly. Get the $12 advance purchase because it probably will sell out.
And all you have to do is print out your PayPal receipt
and present
show
it at the door. We're good at that.
You don't have to bring cash. You don't have to worry about anything. Bring cash if you want concessions and other things.
And merchandise.
Right. But don't worry about your ticket cost. Print it out, bring it at the door, and you get in.
Yeah, it's going to be a good event. Now, the only things that are scheduled now
Six-man tag.
The 6-man tag team matchup. Malad Akbar is going to be facing Calvin Beckham. Matt Dewar is going to be in action again. Mirko JoeCop is going to be in action again.
Separate matches, though. They're not facing each other.
Separate matches. They're not facing each other. Hopefully this thing might be nipped in the butt before it escalates into something that could harm somebody. Right now it's competition. It's business, Also will be the C-Man again. The Mass Stretcher. Cousin Eddie. Backwoods Brown. Johnny Wishbones. Alex Romero. Ronnie Paul or Ron Reeves, whatever you clowns call him. Ron Reeves is a young up-and-coming talent to keep your eye on. Matt Vine will be there. You've really got to come out and support this company if you're a wrestling fan. You won't regret it. There's never been any, knock on wood, bad feedback from anyone yet, even our competitors. So again, Saturday night, 7 p.m. bell time, North Park Mall, 270 West North Avenue in Villa Park, Illinois, right in the same mall as the 5-star swap meet and the hobo. Ringside tickets $12. Get them in advance and you get a free DVD at PremierProWrestlingOnline.com. $10 adult general admission and $5 for kids 12 and under.